Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Axis of Anarchy, and welcome to Binary Breakers. Tonight, we are bringing you our full around and find route show. So, a community showcase devoted to helping you, the viewer, learn the skill of routing. And today, we have a treat in our first episode, and I am so excited to bring this to you. How is everyone doing tonight before we move forward?
If by everyone you mean me, I'm doing all right.
That works. No reason to exclude you just because you are the runner. Well, I'm doing good. As I said, I am your host, Axis of Anarchy. Most people call me Axis, and we are here with Oregon Mike running. We're starting off with a 100% run, I believe, of Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar. How are you feeling tonight about this run? Do you think the RNG might be okay? Notice I'm trying to avoid a commentator's curse there. Okay.
The RNG will do what the RNG will do. I have been running this game for a few years now, for 4 years now almost, and I am at a point where I am very zen about the RNG. She does what she does, and that's all there really is to it.
That's very true.
It will be instructive for anyone who wants to learn about the routing, because it has to be taken into account.
Mm-hmm. And that's why sometimes you have to fool around and find route, correct?
Exactly.
Name drop.
Mm-hmm. All right, shall we get this monstrosity going?
I think so that we can familiarize not just the chat, but even myself. I've only watched a few of these, and I feel like some of them might have been any percent as opposed to 100%. So I'm excited to see the differences here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sure do a bunch of different categories with this. The 100% is 100% by convenience. It's actually faster to get everything than it is to get less than everything. Because there's an experience bonus with items, and you have to be level 8 by the end of the game. You are required to. I'll explain all that in the game, though. So the idea here is that get your notepads out, get your pencils going. I'm going to be giving you my 100% route, my no major glitches route for Ultima 4. And after which, I will have a bingo board set up to show you how I might route such a thing. And after that, all y'all who are watching and interested, the bingo will be open to people who can try it themselves, or over the next month or so can send their described route to me and have me run it. But you got to be pretty specific in what you want me to do. So, anyway, here's the process I go through when I'm routing a game, especially one as open world as this and open-ended as this. I start from the end and work my way back. So my goal at the end of the game is to reach the bottom of the Great Stygian Abyss and achieve the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. So that's the goal of the game. That's the end state. In order to do that, I need a 3-part key. I need 8 colored stones, which are also required to get the 3-part key. I need to be a full 8 parts avatar, which means I have to go and meditate on all of the virtues, and I have to have a complete party of 8 characters, which is why I have to be level 8, because your party cannot exceed your level. Your party size cannot exceed your level, rather. So all of that plays into where I put things and where I route things. So first thing, I'm just going to walk through. I won't be trying to break any records here. We're just going to walk through a nice little full game run. The time will start in a moment here. So the question is, art thou male or female? My answer is, but regardless of that, the time starts when I select one. I've just got my fingers over both keys, in which. So the premise of the story story here, and normally you just hold the spacebar and go through this real quick. The premise of the story is you take a walk in the countryside just to relax a bit, get your mind off modern troubles. Modern troubles in the 80s, right? Because the game is from 1985. It's 40 years old this year in September. And it's just a nice little scene. And then all of a sudden there's this high-pitched noise and this blue portal appears. It sits there for a moment and then disappears, and something falls to the ground. There's a brief break here while it loads a new scene. You go and investigate. There's a shining Ankh symbol, and then a large book wrapped in thick cloth. Actually, as you unwrap the cloth, you find it is 2 books and a map. And all of this would have come in the package of Ultima 4. I actually have the box somewhere. It may actually be in another location, and still have everything but the Ankh. I've got the map, I've got the 2 books. The books are full of notes. They're not, like, pristine. Anyway, then, of course, it being, then the book of history, the History of Britannia is told, is the instruction booklet. So it says you read the book of history. No, really, read the book of history. Anyway, you find the Ren Fair over the hill, head down into there, and you're guided by some strange music to the back where there's a traveler wagon. A woman invites you inside, and she reads your cards. Now, she has 8 cards. They represent the 8 virtues of the Avatar, and this is character creation. So, by virtue of playing the fastest route, I'm going to be picking Honesty whenever it comes up, because that gives me a mage character. Every card that we answer positively will go back into the pool. Every one that we don't answer gets thrown out. So after we answer 7 questions, we'll have eliminated 7 virtues, and we'll have 1 left. So the questions are all very interesting moral choices. As one of the King's Guard, thy captain has asked that one amongst you visit a hospital to cheer the children with tales of thy valiant deeds. Dost thou show thy compassion and go play the braggart, or humbly let another go? Right? And I mean, even if this wasn't a superior choice anyway, compassion is what I'd pick out of that one, because that chance to show off is absolutely what I'd take. But yeah, compassion will give us 5 points in the compassion virtue, give us 3 points of dexterity, and will nudge us towards the bard class. Here we'll take spirituality to do the same. It will give us 1 point in each of strength, dexterity, and intelligence. This would be justice and honor. And we would take justice of this for a point of intelligence and dexterity. And we have to take honesty instead of valor. So next, we have the cards of compassion, and it's not going to be honesty and justice. It's going to be honesty against spirituality then. The cards appear in, there's 8 of them: honesty, compassion, valor, justice, sacrifice, honor, spirituality, and humility. And if it's higher on that list, it appears in the first slot, and the lower one goes in the second slot. So this would be honesty and compassion. And we open our eyes to... We walk over here, turn off the volume because the sound effects take up time. And we're going to walk up here. And the first thing we're going to do, despite being really, really honest, we're going to search the ground here for the Rune of Honesty, and we're going to take the treasure chest. Now, this actually impacts our honesty and our justice and honor. We're stealing. We're not supposed to be doing that. But we're going to do it anyway. Oh, I got poisoned. So this is a good thing. Treasure chests are trapped. They sometimes have acid or poison in them. So we need to, if we're going to cast a spell, we need to mix reagents for the spell. So we're going to mix some cure spells here because I got poisoned. And we're going to cast a cure spell, so I'm not poisoned anymore. Anyway, I'm stealing a bunch of money, and then we're going to come down here. We're going to talk to the herbalist. Now, a blind woman turns to you. You can see it's a blind woman turning to you and saying, "Hey, welcome to Magical Herbs. Are you in need of reagents?" "I am. Here are the 6 reagents, the 6 main reagents. There are 2 others that you cannot buy. You have to find them. We're going to offer up, we're going to ask for 99 of each of them. And she's blind, so she doesn't know what we put in her box. So we're just going to put a gold piece in. And she hears the clink and thinks, yeah, that's good. This is also not good for our virtues."
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I forgot about this the last time I saw this.
We're going to mix a bunch of blink spells. Blink is the fastest means of precise travel. Some cures we've got. We're going to mix a couple heals. I just mix, the way I do it, I mix a few spells that might be necessary for the next little bit, and I'm going to spend some more time mixing spells later. And, you know, ripping off another blind lady. So we're going to blink north twice and walk over here. And this is the north end of the island. We need to get to another island north of here, which is up here. This bluish purple area is swamp. And if you're wondering, magic points are here. They're, for mage, they are twice my intelligence is my maximum, so 52. They recover at a rate of 1 per step. So we're going to go over here to the village of Vesper. So this is the route I've been running for a while now. We're going to purchase a sling, 1, and we're going to purchase flaming oil, 20 of those. We're going to ready that sling. We're going to come down here to the guild, to the guild shop, please. Yes, we can buy torches, gems, and keys. Torches are actually a waste of money. It's cheaper to use light spells. And of course, I don't need either because I know the route through the dungeons. We only need 1 set of keys and maybe 2 sets of gems, but I buy an extra set of keys just in case something goes sideways. There's also a sextant we can buy, but it's too expensive and we don't need it. And here's the treasury for Vesper, so we'll also steal that. The music, if you're wondering, doesn't come from the game. It's all stuff I wrote because the game doesn't have music in the PC port, which is too bad because Ken Arnold's score is really good. I played it on the Commodore 64. We go to this little spot here. This little patch of swamp is where Mandrake shows up. So I want to spend some time searching there, but it only shows up when both moons are new. You can see the faces of the moon at the top of the screen. They shift slowly over time. So I'm going to spend this time, like they move in real time, so I'm going to spend this time actually mixing my spells. Because why not? I've got to spend this time anyway.
Is there a set number of like actions before it shifts, or is it just random? Is this where RNG may come into play?
Oh no, it's in real time.
Okay.
It doesn't take actions.
Okay.
Yeah. Can Dave even fly? He queried. I have my little mnemonic for remembering what spells I need. Seriously. Don't need many sleeps. And I will make some wind change spells. Mandrake is useful for very powerful spells. Specifically, the gate, travel, and tremor spells are the ones we need from it. So we want to get a bunch of that. And it only shows up every 16 steps. So once both moons go to new, I'm going to search as much as I can. Here we go. I get poisoned because I'm standing in swamp. There, okay, we got 3 packs of it. Cure the poison before we die. Come up here. We're going to blink over here. We're going to head up to a moon gate. There are 8 of these. This is the other function of the moons. So the gate travel spell accesses them. I got like no Mandrake there. That's disappointing. So there are 8 of them in locations around the world. This is the game's fast travel system. So we're going to wait for this one. This one opens when the first moon is new. So they all is listed. So we're going to wait for that to change phase because we don't just want to stand here. We want to go there. We're going to blink north from there, walk over here, blink north again. We're going to throw a little heal spell. And we're going to stand right here because this is another spot that Mandrake appears. David Fly Grid, seriously, yeah, oh, undead, of course. Spell for turning undead. All of the reagents have their own little unique story about what they do. Like sulfurish ash provides a flash of power. So it's good for like light and fire and things like that. Ginseng is a healing herb. Garlic is a warding herb. Spider silk binds things, so use it for like binding wounds, but also binding your party together with movement spells. Blood moss is about movement and translation. So it's useful in blink spells and wind changes, things like that. And black pearl is for projection. Anyway, this is the village of Pause. We're going to buy a horse here. We're going to go up and once more get some nice charity from this blind lady. Mix all the other remaining spells I might need. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to say, I like how you say charity. Mm-hmm. I believe you.
My friend Phoenix refers to the Britannian herbalists as the sponsors of the speedrun. What else do I need? I'm going to need more heals than that. I've been running low magic seeds a lot, which is or low magic runs a lot, challenges basically. So I have to remember what spells I need again. And we're going to need some tremors. But one of the keys to the game is that everything is a game mechanic, right? Because it's a game. So all these virtues that we have to maintain, they have mechanical rules around them. What do I need? More, yeah, let's go with these spells just in case I screw that up. Let's put more energies. But can Dave even fly? Queried. Seriously? Yep. Okay. Mix some more ups and downs just to be sure. So one of the mechanical rules about virtues is that they range from 1 to 99. They have to go to 99 if I'm going to win the game. If I want to become partial avatar in a virtue, they go to 9. It has to go to 99. So I can put the game in a proper state to tell me by pressing Alt Z and then Control S. It will give me this list of numbers. These are the 8 virtues in order in 2-digit form. So I've got 3 honesty, 60 compassion, 50 valor, 3 justice, 50 that would be sacrifice, 3 honor, 55 spirituality, and 50 humility. So we're going to actually restock. And then every time I don't cheat the shopkeeper, I'm going to get 2 points of honesty and justice and honor. It is the only way to gain honesty in the game. So I'm going to now purchase 50 units of cheap garlic, or 49 units actually, to go from 1 to 99. The fact that they can't go below 1 is what makes this work. If you have anything interesting here, this is just me trying to...
I just think it's funny that you buy the cheapest thing and then all of a sudden you're honest again.
Oh yeah. The game doesn't keep a record of your sins. Just has a number. It's actually a really clever game design for what the point of the game is. Ultimately, the idea is to live a good life. Mm-hmm. And except for the fact that I'm manipulating the mechanics of the game, the reality is the only way to win this game is to act good in general. Except, of course, I know how to manipulate everything, so yeah, no, which is kind of against the purpose of the game. So there we are. We're at 99 honesty now. But that's okay, you know?
I know there was a little bit of a difference in play style, I believe, in the earlier Ultima games, correct? But didn't the idea of the avatar still exist then, and it still held true that you had to lead a generally good life?
Actually, no. That was the thing. The reason the avatar came about... Here, by the way, I blinked over to these islands and then found a silver horn. Oh, 2 more. How great it was that you could go out and be a terrible monster and then still beat the game. And he thought, that's not right. And at the same time, there was the big moral panic over Dungeons and Dragons and video games and things like that. So he said, you know what, we're going to make a game where you have to be good. And you do. So anyway, except again, I can manipulate it. Anyway, I'm in the dungeon here. This dungeon, so we're in the dark. I'm going to use the down spell to reach level 7 and see where I landed. Oh, what a lovely landing. I am in this red spot. I'm looking for this right here. So I'm 4 steps west of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, search. And from here, I'm going to goes down 1 more, see where I landed. Actually, light up so you can see, and so I can see where I'm going. We're going to cast a little quickness spell here. Quickness sometimes gives me double turns in combat. So the way that works is, oh, MP still too low. There we go. Boom. The way quickness works is it'll give you a double turn on a 50-50 chance. But that extra turn also is a chance to give you a double turn. So there's the orange stone. We're going to use another quickness spell here. See where we landed. Ultima of Courage. We're going to go across and see if I can sneak across here without getting toasted by the dragon. And into the dungeon shame. And here I'm going to wait a few turns. I'm going to cast Exit to get out. Re-enter the dungeon and cast Zid down. I'm going to wait a couple turns until I have enough magic points and cast Zid down. And this is what the second floor of shame looks like. So I landed in a good spot again. 1, 2, 3. Found the purple stone. Wait a couple turns till I have enough magic points to cast Exit. And now I've got 3 of these stones. There are 8 stones, 8 colored stones. I've got the red, orange, and purple. I'm going to get the white in a moment. Each of you might notice my experience has been going up steadily. Every rune we pick up is worth 100 points of experience. Every stone is worth 200. And every one of those big items like the horn is worth 4. So you get to see some combat here. The first fight on the overworld, we're going to leave that treasure chest alone. From here, we're going to blink north and search for the white stone. And go this way. The reason we leave that treasure chest alone has to do with the way the game processes entities on the overworld. So there are 24 slots. So there's 8 slots for wandering monsters. So there's 32 slots total. 8 of them for wandering monsters. And 24 for items like the treasure chest, the horse, boats, the balloon. The balloon will always occupy the first spot on that list. So if there's something in that first slot, it will get clobbered when the balloon appears. So we leave a treasure chest lying around. So that can be the first thing that gets clobbered. All right, so I'm in another dungeon here. I know the way to go. This should be the room I'm looking for. It is. I'm going to walk around here. I'm going to step in. This little white chit there means that that's a secret door. And it made this wall into another secret door. In dungeon rooms, there are sometimes panels that open up walls. And there's the yellow stone. And there's an exit spell. And there's me back to the surface. And finally, with 1,600 experience, I'm going to go and see Lord British. And there's a moon gate opening. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to do the very compassionate thing of punching Chuckles in the face. So, for this little manipulation, this is our compassion manipulation. You have to understand that the game has 2 different flags when it comes to NPCs. One of them is, are they hostile or not? So, obviously, townspeople are not hostile. If you attack something that's not hostile, you lose points in compassion and justice and honor. The other thing you have to be aware of is, are these targets evil or not? The game distinguishes between evil and non-evil creatures. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to talk with Hawkwind here. I'll explain what I'm doing there in a moment. But the game distinguishes between evil creatures and non-evil. And non-evil creatures, you get a compassion bonus if you let them live. So if you drive them away, when enemies reach a certain hit point threshold, they'll run away. If you drive them away, or if you leave the fight yourself, if you run away. It doesn't cost you Valor in that case, and the attacking. So I don't get hurt by that. Every time a guard attacks me and I run away, I get 2 points of compassion back. The other way to get compassion is to give money to beggars. This is faster, provided you only have one character. And that's actually a proviso in a lot of the games, provided you're only running around with one character.
Is Chuckles like a court jester? And that's
Chuckles
why you...
is the court jester, yeah.
I just think that's so apropos that that's the character you punch in the face.
Yeah. My career in speedrunning Ultima is one long succession of punching jesters. So what I'm doing right now, this is Hawkwind the Seer, and as he says, he will determine the state of your soul, basically. He looks deep into your soul and decides, are you a good person or not? So to give you an idea, this is how you get your vague hints on these virtues. So if I ask about Valor, it says, you're not yet a valiant warrior. Fight to defeat evil to prove thyself. Humility. Your progress is most uncertain. Without humility, thou art empty. Honesty, though. You're truly an honest soul. Seek now to reach elevation. Go to the shrine and meditate for 3 cycles. Hawkwind, checking on the state of your soul is actually good for your spirituality. Every time we talk to Hawkwind, we get 3 points in spirituality. The catch being, we can't talk to Hawkwind, or we can't get that bonus again. We can keep talking to him as much as we like. We can't get that bonus again until the hundreds digit of our step counter has changed. So I'm waiting, standing here, for my hundreds digit to change, and I know it's changed because my food has ticked down. I use 1 unit of food every 100 steps. Now I'm going to be a little more precise about it. There we go. We should have 91 yet. I'm going to be breaking the Skull of Mondain. More on that later. But when I do that, all of my virtues will go up by 10 points. But before I can do that, before I end up doing that, I'll end up meditating on honesty. So I don't want to ruin my honesty right now. And so here's this rune of spirituality. It's hiding in there. We go upstairs and all is forgiven. These guards are nice. In fact, if I ask them about guarding, they say, guard must be a valiant warrior. Art thou the most valiant warrior? Now, if I said yes, that would be bragging. So I say no, and that's humble. The actual rule is if you, not every question that people ask will have something to do with humility, but if a question has anything to do with humility, the answer is always no. Let's not talk, thank you. There we are. Here's Lord British. You can tell by his nameplate. He's going to give me my levels. Also, anytime you ask Lord British for help, he will give you context-dependent help. Travel not the open lands alone. There are many worthy people in diverse towns. Be wise to ask to join thee. The game actually set it up. If you ever played this on the Commodore, build... And here's it. Build thy party unto 8 travelers, for only a true leader can win. There are lots of people who complained. They got to the end. They didn't have a full party. They'd done everything else and they couldn't beat the game. The game tells you many times that you have to be a true leader and have all characters. So I have no sympathy for them. They set up this context-dependent help that Lord British can always give you. You talk to him about help, and he will give you some help. We're going to attack this guard, and these guards
I also
are actually...
come from the... Oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
I also come from the camp of playing games where you have to talk to everyone.
Yeah, well, and this definitely was, because it's basically a big puzzle game. You had to get all the information. We're good. This guard tapping. And we're going to head over here to the healer. Worth 5... points of sacrifice. It's the only way to gain sacrifice, except for letting allies die in combat. So we're not doing that. I'm going to jimmy this lock and go down. Lord British has an entrance to the dungeon in his back door. So this goes all the way down to the center of the earth, level 8. And this is where we will find the dungeon, this is the dungeon Hithloth. And here is connected to the altar rooms. This is the altar room of love. I want to leave this away. Into the dungeon wrong. I'm going to climb up. We're going to stay poisoned. I deliberately got poisoned. Go north 2, west 3, south 2, east, south, south. Check my stats, yep. We're going to heal a few times, because, you know, we're almost dead. We're going to search here. We're going to find a magic ball. And it costs 400 hit points, but gives me 5 dexterity and 5 intelligence. We're going to yeet ourselves up with a yeet spell. Going to walk through here. Just casually walk through. Drink at a fountain. Touch another magic ball. And, oh, we got put to sleep, and that means we're no longer poisoned. We're going to poison ourselves again, just for good measure. So now my dexterity is 37. I want my dexterity to hit 40. Oh, hello, Reaper. Every time the screen flashes like that, the Reaper is trying to put me to sleep. You might notice, too, I'm missing a lot. That's going to change very shortly. When my dexterity is 40 or higher, I can't miss an attack. My goodness, I'm missing an awful lot. Come on. My dexterity is 37. So, out of a possible 50. So, when they programmed the port over to... okay, that shouldn't have taken anywhere near that long, but it did, so well. When they programmed the port to the PC, they screwed up and missed a doubling in the accuracy counter. The accuracy values. So I'm just going to put a little flaming oil down there. It will kill off some of these headlesses. Do some damage to the gazer. So they reached a point where they realized even though our accuracy was very high, we weren't hitting anything. So they decided instead that when the accuracy hits 40, your accuracy just goes to 100% at that point. It'll be fine. Who's even going to know? Drink the thing. And there we are. 42 dexterity. That means I'm never going to miss an attack where my enemy is lined up with me. I'm going to mix a couple more down spells. Thank you. Down ends down. See where we landed. Good landing. Ready to flaming oil. Put some flaming oil there. Wait, forget what I'm doing, and remember finally that I am not doing a low spell run, and I can use Tremor. There we go. That's much nicer. The reason I had to run away, that yellow thing in the middle, not the treasure chest, the monster, is a Zorn, and they negate magic. So if you try and use magic with a Zorn around, they block it. I have to cut my way into here to get the green stone. Once more ready to flaming oil, step in and use a Tremor spell. The Zorn is running away, so I try and get him for the 16 experience. There we go. And we're going to head out this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, 3, 4. 1, 2. Some more Reapers. Now I won't miss one of these attacks. And the best part is they can't put me to sleep because I'm poisoned. And they can't move because they're giant evil trees. Flaming oil, I refer to it as Reaper Killer. Because if I throw a flaming oil at them, they just stand there and burn. Tremor. Those are gremlins. And if I let them get close, they'll eat my food very, very quickly. So this is the Ultima of Truth. This will take me to the Dungeon Deceit, and we're going to yeet ourselves up, and we'll just light up.
I feel like feeding the gremlins should count for compassion.
If only. So winds blow out torches, and they also blow out light spells somehow. We're going to use our first Dispel spell here. There was a field in our way that was blocking the path. There's the blue stone. I should have all the necessary stones to get the keys. I don't have the black stone yet. We'll grab that later. Where did I land? In the worst possible spot. Cool. So we're going to climb up again and try again. Where did I land this time? Much better. I'm looking for this room right here. This is a room with a lot of combat. This is some combat. Much easier to just try again sometimes. Also, I need to know my east from my west. And hello, more Reapers. It's okay, it means more money. So this is where we get the 3-part key. So how well do you know your color wheel? I'm going to heal because I'm getting beaten up pretty bad. The fact that I'm guaranteed to hit doesn't mean I'm going to hit hard. Still only using a sling. You, get out of my way. Thank you. So white is always involved. Blue, green, and purple gives me the 1/3 of the third part key, of the 3-part key. I head south through here, over here, and up to the altar room of love. And this uses yellow, white, orange, and green. My brain stopped for a second there. And we're going to go back to the altar room of truth. We're actually going to use quickness to try and get out here and back into shame. I'm going to use a quickness spell again to try and get here red, orange, purple, and white. And there's the 3 parts of the 3-part key. Try and get out of here before we get toasted by those. Back into the dungeon Hithloth, we exit out. And when you leave the dungeon Hithloth, this is, of course, the one that we got into from Lord British's room. I shouldn't be here yet. Okay, that's fine. It's all good. We'll do this in a different order. So much for me routing things properly. So I'm going to route on the fly. So we're going to use a wind chain spell. This is the balloon. We're going to go from the south, and it pushes us north. That's the abyss. Normally we'd be throwing the skull in there. We'll come back and do that later, because I don't have the skull yet, because I'm a dunce. All right, so this is the Shrine of Humility. You use the horn, and you walk through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Use it again, and you can get to the... And I haven't... How did I not get through? I've been to pause. My goodness. Okay, so... I have now messed up a whole lot of stuff, so we're going to be coming back here shortly. But we are instead going to gate ourselves to here. I was in pause. I bought the horse. In fact, I'm going to go get the horse. The horse is going to be right where I left him. I have the 3-part key, though, so I'm ready to go to the abyss. The horse is not right where we left him because he was number 1 on that list. Remember I was talking about that list and where the balloon will clobber whatever's in the top slot? It just did that. It got rid of my horse.
Oof.
Well, the whole idea is that there's only supposed to be 1 balloon, so if you take the balloon out and about... here's where the Rune of Humility is. If you take the balloon out and about and back, then you will find the same balloon again. There are tricks you can do to get more than 1 balloon on the map. We're going to go this way. We're going to blink up here. Now, the actual thing I should have done is come back to get the key later. But what we're going to do is re-enter Hithloth from here.
Hi, Chuckles. Bye, Chuckles.
Yeah. Go do what I usually do, which is down. I got poisoned. I wasn't trying to get poisoned this time, but that's okay. Oh, that's good I did, because otherwise this could have put me to sleep and really hurt me. Die. Die. Thank you.
So you mentioned that it could have put you to sleep, but it wouldn't have worked. Is that because you're poisoned and you can only have 1 status effect?
Yes. If I can find a way for the game to force me to sleep, I lose the poison. So deceit, in the dungeon deceit, instead of going around and picking up the keys, I should have exited out, is what I should have done. I'm going to need another exit at some point. And this is the Shrine of Honesty. And this is how meditation works. So you can meditate for 1, 2, or 3 cycles. And you have to know the mantra, which you find as over the course of the game. I'm going to have to heal myself so I don't die of poison, which is fun. This is some nice, relaxing. The random music has decided to be relaxing while we're meditating, and that's good.
Back in ye old days of iTunes, we used to call it SciTunes.
Uh-huh.
Because it used to be able to read your mood and give you the perfect song on random playlist.
Nice. We're granted a vision, and you'll also notice between my food and my gold, there's a little line, and that's the start of an image. we're actually just going to gate to phase 1, which is where we started. We're going to stand here on the bridge and find some bridge trolls. What we're waiting for is the moon gate to open. I should heal too before I get killed. I don't really want to show off a death warp right now. What we want is the moon gate of the double new moon to open up, because that is where we find the black stone. And also there's a sea serpent off the shore. They're really obnoxious because they're going to shoot at me, so let's get rid of it. One of the virtues is valor. And in order to gain points in valor, you have to win fights against evil creatures. Trolls count. Every time you win a fight against an evil creature, there's a 50-50 chance that you will in fact gain a point of valor. As opposed to running away, which is a guaranteed loss of 5. So here's where the moon gate is. There's the black stone. Okay. We're going to blink our way up here and over here. So this is, so aside from the detour where I got the 3-part key, which normally I would do after this, we go and get the Book of Truth. If you're wondering where the Book of Truth is, this is a library, right? Are you looking for a particular book? Yeah. Which book? Well, the Book of Truth. Look under T. Where else would you find it?
I do love that you can go to a librarian for help, though.
And we are going to Moongate to Phase 8. This is the ruins of Magincia. This is an interesting spot in general. It's full of swamp and sadness. And evil creatures. So one
as long as it's not the swamps of sadness.
No, Artax is nowhere to be found.
Good.
There's nothing we actually have to do in Magincia in the speedrun. But Magincia can be used to build up your valor, because all the creatures inside are technically evil. Now, it's at the cost of your compassion, because you have to attack them. They're not hostile. But you can build up your valor by going in and killing a bunch of them, and they're actually easy kills. And there's a bunch of skeletons. They only appear individually, so you don't have to fight a whole pack of them. So if for whatever reason you've got a huge crew, and you realize, oh shoot, I still haven't fixed my valor, you can go and depopulate Magincia. It costs you compassion. You have to go and punch Chuckles a few times after that, but yeah, random encounters that you're seeing me getting here, the maximum size of a random encounter, the maximum number of enemies in that encounter is twice your party size. So it would be between 1 and 16 enemies, but it will never be more than 2 times your party size. So traveling alone is often a better way to go. Here I'm waiting for a boat. I didn't actually explain what I'm doing. That's why we're here. So if I take a look at the map, if I appear to gem, all this area is ocean. So this is a 32 by 32 square that's loaded into memory right now. Anywhere that we can see, that is this little island, monsters will not appear. So any wandering monsters that get loaded into memory right now will be oceanic monsters, because I can see that whole island. Therefore, somewhere out there, well, there's a seahorse. They're not evil, so he's not necessarily going to run at me. But yeah, this is the most... Oh, there's a ship. I don't have to fight them because they're not evil. It doesn't get me any benefit. Hello, pirate. Go away. There's my ship. So ships are bound by the wind. If you move at right angles to the wind, you move without any slow progress. You move with the wind, you lose 1 turn out of every 4. There's the Bell of Courage. If you move against the wind, you lose 3 turns out of every 4. This is why the wind change spell was invented. Okay, so this is where we find the Skull of Mondain. One small problem, I need both those moons to be new to find the Skull of Mondain. So we're going to force the game to reload. We're going to exit out. We're going to load directly into the game without going through that introductory screen. and that immediately forces both a north wind and new moons. I should have saved before doing that, though, because, you know, the whole point of save and load is to save first, and then I am making a real mess of this run.
All the better to learn from.
I guess so. So don't make my terrible mistakes. So again, we're going to go right to this spot. We're going to quit and save this time, close the game, reopen it directly. We have a little batch file that opens it directly into the game rather than going to the introductory screen, which we have determined as a community is allowed. So we got the Skull of Mondain the Wizard. Using that is bad for your virtues. It destroys everything in the map. And like if I go to a town here, let's save before we do this just to show it off. And say I use the skull, it just kills everything. There's no living things left in this town. Also, you might have noticed the message, "Thou hast lost an eighth." There goes my little line showing that I had honesty. Yeah, I lose 5 points in every virtue doing that. So using the skull is generally considered not conducive to successfully winning the game.
But is it a way to kill Lord British?
Do you want to find out? I can show you.
Shall we? Ooh. Yes, please.
All right. I didn't say it.
Nothing like a little murder.
So we'll go over here, and right in Lord British's court, we're just going to hold up that skull.
Not surprised.
And he just gives me a level.
He gives you a level?
Well, because I've got enough experience at the moment. So yeah. He doesn't notice.
That's hilarious.
And of course, you can't beat him in combat either. There is no known way to actually kill Lord British in this game, unfortunately. It's one of those things that we have kind of bandied about in the Ultima speedrunning community, is doing an event of just ways to kill Lord British. And we head over here. This is where we find the wheel of the HMS Capes right there. If you use the wheel, you'll notice my gold says ship right now, ship 50. That's my hit points to the ship. Ship will go up to 99 if you use the wheel. Your ship's hit points have to be exactly 50 though, or it won't. You can't use it to repair a broken ship, and you can't use it if it's above 50. Where do I go now? Normally, now is where I would go to get the keys. So we're just going to walk north. We're going to preserve my, because I didn't get a whole lot of Mandrake, we're going to preserve my gate travel spells, and we're going to take the Moon Gate. Kabam! Over to Lord British's place. Hello, Chuckles. Goodbye, Chuckles. And we're going to... Yes, we are in need of help. We need some healing. Sure, I'll pay. And here, have my blood. No, I need some healing. Have my blood. Where's my sacrifice at? Valor is 90. Okay, we're good. Get out of my way, guard. I will push past you. Okay, so, from Hithloth, we exit out. We get on the balloon, and if you want to break the skull... Again, props for this one to Phoenix 4, because I didn't think this was possible. And then he showed me it was. Boom, right in that exact spot. You can throw the Skull of Mondain into the abyss. It's worth 10 points to every virtue. And now here, again, we use the horn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this little area here, if you step south and the horn, the little effect of the horn isn't showing, you get attacked by demons. 8 packs of demons, in fact, will show up.
One for each virtue?
Sure, we'll go with that. But that's also 8 packs of evil creatures that will attack you immediately. And you do need to grind experience at some point, too. So, we have to grind Valor, we have to grind experience. This is a good place to do it. I, in fact, did some science on this at one point. This is, in fact, the fastest way to grind Valor. Killing trolls is only slightly slower by about 15 seconds. Depopulating Magencia takes about 2 minutes more if you're going to do that. But on average, this should take about, what did we figure? About 8.5 minutes. So every time we step south, it does a check to see, are we in the right spot and is the horn active? So yeah, this is a good time. If anyone in chat has questions, or if you have any questions, I'm quite willing to answer them.
I don't have any immediate questions, but while we're waiting for maybe things to come up in chat, I do want to say thank you for tuning in. What you are watching is The Breakout presented by Binary Breakers. The Breakout is our spotlight series which aims to showcase members of our community throughout the year. Like Oregon Mike. Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, this is a particularly fun thing for me because one of the reasons I keep coming back to this game, and I have been, since I started speedrunning, I have been speedrunning this game constantly, finding different strategies, finding different categories to play it at. One of the things that really comes back to me for this is routing. I love routing. I love open world RPGs for that very reason. So being able to do this, being able to show this off, and hopefully finding some people who are also interested in this, who might get interested in this and maybe get interested in playing the whole game too. 7, 8. This is really exciting for me, actually. So, I mean, I'm also a giant nerd, so that helps. So,
I actually feel the same way because the first time I was in a friendly community speedrun race, it was just a little friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately found a way to make the route more efficient. Immediately.
Yep.
And it was just a matter of shifting the order of where you go a little bit. Oh, we're already in this area, so we should be doing all of Y instead of
absolutely
backtracking. So
that's something that I do a lot of. That I've done a lot of with this. I'm working on a game now called, which is it's an Ultima inspired role playing game from 2000. The original actually it's a remake of the same creator's game called Exile, which 94, I think. And then he's recently remade it in 2015, remade it with even better updates and stuff. But that is it's a huge open world game, and the routing is just fascinating. I yesterday just did basically a full game run. We're going to cast gate 5 quickly and get to here. So this is the double full moon. This is where the Shrine of Spirituality hides. But yeah, I just yesterday did a full all major quests run of Avernum, and it was it's so fun to see the culmination of all that work and all that thought and all that planning and actually put it into effect. It took me 9+ hours because it's a long game, but it was hugely impactful. So if anyone's interested in that one, maybe that'll be for the next Fool Around Find Route. Because I don't think you guys want to watch me do that for 9 hours.
Yeah, it's I'm not a glitch type speedrunner. That's not my jam, because for most of the really precise glitches, I do not have the reflexes to do them. So I will just look at routes and try and find the most efficient route instead.
Yeah, I'm very much a thinky person and not an execution person. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I am going. I left the area because the moons were were right for me to get into that moon gate and get to the Shrine of Spirituality. And now we're going over here, and we're going to grind trolls instead of demons, which is, again, only slightly slower than killing demons. I have 87 Valor right now. Pardon me, every fight I have has a 50-50 chance to raise my Valor by 1 point. So what I normally do is count out, so this would be 2 fights, so be 89. I count up to 99. This is 90, 91. Oops, I'm poisoned again. I have to take the chest off it because 92, and then I check again once I count to 99. So this is 93, 94. You have to pick up the chest because the standing on the chest will overwrite whatever's underneath it. So if I leave the chest there, the game won't know that I'm standing on a bridge. 95. And I mean, I could demonstrate that by standing on the... I could demonstrate that by standing on the bridge, on the treasure chest, and never actually getting a fight. But if that orc decides to learn some pathfinding, I could also show it by getting a fight on the bridge while standing on the treasure chest with that orc, and it would be on the default map and not on the bridge map. And 91. So there we go. 8 more. 7 more. 6. 5. Poisoned again. 4. 3. 2. Okay, I'm at 93. So, once more. 6 more. 5 more. 4. The pathfinding is slightly better than in previous Ultima games. 3. Here. So now I'm fighting on normal grass, despite the fact that I'm still standing on the bridge. 2. And 1. What have I got now? 96. 3 more to go. There's a lot of this. A lot of counting. Could check after every fight, too, but this is more fun. Joop, joop. 98. Okay, we're going to walk down here for a moment. Okay, so this is where we get Mandrake, and I just want more Mandrake, so... Did I make 99? No. So yeah, I'm standing on a poison square, but I'm not going to get poisoned. Make some more gate travels. What's my experience at? 51. That should be enough. What have I still got to pick up? I got the bell, the book. I still need the candle. So that's 400. Did the skull already. So bell, book, I need the candle. That's 4. I got 5 runes that I don't have yet. That's 900. Yeah, I'm good. Because I get 400 from the Mystic Arms to the Mystic Armor. So yeah, I'm going to stand here and pick up some Mandrake just to make sure I've got enough to get through. And I'm not going to get poisoned because... Oh, thank you. Maybe this will actually get me my... Did I get my Valor there? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Grab that. And we're going to cast Gate Travel to 3. Over here. This is the town of Jalome. These are the guards of Jalome. I'm going to push through the guards of Jalome.
How
We're going to use our
you?
Dispel spell. Yeah. So this is an electricity field. It blocks movement. So use a Dispel to get rid of it. And here's where the Rune of Valor is. You go up through here, jimmy this lock open, And there's Max. Max often gets in the way. Here's Jeffrey. He's going to join us. Look at that. Max often gets in the way. And Jeffrey is going to try and take on some guards all by himself. Look at him go. He's just going to stand there and take it like the big, tough fighter he is. So now we're seeing 4 guards. So it's slightly longer to get out of those fights. With the Rune of Valor, we're going to cast Blink South and meditate on Valor. Now anytime I take an action, I have to select what player is going to do that action. Fun fact, if you played this on the Apple or the Commodore, you would have to do that even if you only had one character. And so we'll meditate on Valor. So one of the things that makes the routing interesting about the game is there's so much that you have to do that's in so many disparate corners of this world. So you kind of try and cluster things together. There's an instinctual difference between me and Phoenix 4, the other runner I've mentioned a couple times. I route for movement efficiency. Where am I going next? Going to back up here. Yep. I route mainly for movement efficiency. So sometimes my choices in routing are not the fastest, even if they are the most step efficient. Which can present an interesting dichotomy. There we go. There's the Rune of Sacrifice in the middle of the forge. Zircon sometimes gets in the way and stands there and locks you in. Didn't mean to step on that swan. Fortunately, I didn't get poisoned. Join me, Julia. Pay no attention to the dead body.
I did notice that the mantra of Valor was basically rah rah sis boom ba.
It absolutely is.
Just without the sis boom ba.
Yep. And here is the Shrine of Sacrifice. That is not how you spell sacrifice at all. There we are.
What is spelling and how do I do it?
That, apparently, is spelling. And you do it that way, I guess? I'm not sure. So the fun thing, that the mantra for sacrifice is in the bard's song. So you go and you talk to the bard, and it says, like, would you like to hear my song? Yes, of course. The raven sees, the raven saw, and in the caw. I don't know if you've ever heard of raven, but I don't find it particularly meditative. No, it says, okay, sacrifice, thinking of doing good, giving of oneself. No, yeah. Okay, where to now? We're going to go back to Britain. We're going to get on the horse. Join me. We're going to use the horse to try and avoid all encounters. There's the Rune of Compassion. It's at the end of a hallway. And over here is Yolo, a charming bard. Fun fact about the game, Richard Garriott, the creator, put a lot of his friends from the Society for Creative Anachronism into his... Yolo is the alter ego of David Watson, one of the programmers of the... I believe he's one of the programmers of the game. This is the Shrine of Compassion. And carrying on with the animal noises, this one is Moo, M-U. The mighty cow of compassion. If you get a mantra wrong, if you mistype one, you lose 3 points of spirituality, or 5 points of spirituality. So it would actually cost us our 8th in spirituality. So I don't want to do that. I have done that mid-run before. It's embarrassing. right up here, and we can blink over to the village of Cove. This is where we find the Candle of Love. David Watson helped in the writing of stones. David Watson wrote stones. From here, we are going to gate travel to 4, 2, 3, here. This is the village, or the town of U, as in the tree. Join me, Jonah. Pay no attention to the corpse on the horse. And this is where we find the Rune of Justice. This is also a guy named Vorpal. His job, I eat people who bug me. People, like thee! Art thou here to bug me? Yes! Eat death, scum puppy! You can actually provoke Vorpal into attacking you. Yeah, so he just comes after you. And he is non-evil. He's a merchant, so you can run away from him safely. So if Vorpal happens to be in your way, you can provoke him into attacking you. Anyway, we are now off to deal with Justice. We're going to blink east, blink north, and blink north. And we'll see who gets tragically poisoned while we're standing here in the swamp.
I think I have an answer as to why a raven sound is sacrificed.
Oh.
It's a deep cut, potentially.
Okay.
How familiar are you with Welsh mythology?
With Welsh mythology? My goodness.
Welsh
Very
mythology.
Unfamiliar. Very unfamiliar.
So there is a mythological figure known as Bran the Blessed, who is often associated with a raven, and apparently, like, he sacrificed himself to destroy a cauldron, which is partially where the Black Cauldron, if you're familiar with that book,
okay,
comes from. So, like, that might be where the association of a raven to sacrifice comes from.
That might be.
It feels like something Lord British might have pulled from.
Absolutely might be. That's entirely... Hello, that's the wrong button, and it opened my start menu. I wanted to look for stats, thank you. And I did not want to turn volume on. I am just a mess. All right, we're going to gate over to phase 6. Here we go. And it's a little slower to move because everyone's poisoned. Dupre, get on the horse. Pay no attention to all the sick people. Stand in this poison field. No, I don't want to be tragically poisoned. Dupre, get tragically poisoned. Thank you. Here's the Rune of Honor. Now it's even slower because the game has to process 4 people. So if you blink west, then south, then west, you land right on the Shrine of Honor. And again, props to Phoenix for finding that one. This will be our final 8th, and we will pay partial avatar virtues. This allows us to access 2 items to pick up, the Mystic Weapons and the Mystic Armor. And it's important at least that we pick up the Mystic Weapons. Both of them provide 400 points of experience, but the Mystic Weapons also will provide me a weapon that works in the Abyss. The Great Stygian Abyss, if you don't have a magic weapon, it will, like, whatever magic... Let's finish that thought. Any weapon you try to use that is not a magic weapon will not work. It will automatically miss, no matter how good your dexterity is. So I could go and buy a magic wand, which would require grinding some money. Now I'm blinking across some islands here. So I could go and buy a magic wand, or, I mean, I have to pick these magic swords up anyway, because I need the experience. right here. Under the D. Might as well ready it. Now the problem with the Mystic Sword is, unlike my sling, it's not a long range. Gate travel to 2. We now have 6,400 experience, which is the requirement for level 8. Again, my party size can never be higher than my level. I'm level 6, so I can't pick up the last 2 party members until I go to level 8. So experience routing did play into how we were going to, well, work the game. Cast 1, gate 7. So this is Scarabre. Speaking of Scottish mythology in this case, this is Shamino. Shamino the Ranger, who is the one of the other avatars of Lord British. And this is the cheapest place to buy food. And really, food isn't really all that necessary at this point in the game. But if I run into starving, it does slow me down because it treats it like poison. And there's Katrina the Shepherd. There's our final party member, who's going to be tragically poisoned.
Yay. How dare.
And we'll gate to phase 6, where we left our boat. And sail from here. And we're headed to the Abyss. So this is the final... Out of habit, I saved there. The turn count does actually matter. So right now, wandering monsters, earthbound wandering monsters, are limited to orcs, skeletons, rogues, and snakes. If we cross the 10,000 point barrier, or 10,000 move barrier, we would add Ettins, Cyclopes, Headlesses, and Wisps to that list. Anyway, if we take one more step from here, we'll get a whole bunch of pirates appearing. They're apparently ghost pirates guarding the Abyss. If we cast the winds to the north, we just can sail right through them without... the wind changed. We can sail right through them without getting hit until the wind changes. Slows me down. Can I cast wind change? Okay, I can't cast wind. You can see my ship getting damaged. I don't care because I don't need it anymore. We'll cure poison, because this is where we threw the skull earlier. Use the bell, the book, the candle. And that opens the Great Stygian Abyss. So, here we go. The final dungeon.
Dun dun dun.
We're going to cast Quickness and move through here. There are panels. If I walk through the middle here, more lava will flood the area, so let's just not. And that was a real nice quickness room. Look at that. We've got almost all the way across the room before the enemies got a turn. And we will cast a... No, we don't need a quickness here. We need some energy fields. So those are sleep fields, the purple ones. They can be overwritten with a poison field, which is actually 5 points cheaper than casting a dispel spell. And I do want to be poisoned so that enemies can't put me to sleep. Sleep fields will, in fact, put me to sleep. So sleep fields can force you to sleep even if you're poisoned, which will cure the poison. 2 to the east, 2 to the north, and I can use the stone. Just have to know the answer. Oh, I don't have to fight a bat. We're going to zip through here. You might notice some of the enemies aren't moving, like that one, it's asleep. What that is, the game doesn't properly clear sleep status on enemies if they don't have a turn. So the game has a data bank of, okay, information about enemy number 1, and information about enemy number 2, information about enemy, up to enemy number 16. If you put an enemy to sleep and then leave the battle, either because you've killed it or because you've run away, if it doesn't get a turn, it will never check to see whether it woke up. So the next time an enemy is in that slot, it will start the fight asleep. This is a quiet room, so I'm going to use it to heal, because dying here would be bad. And again, we recover magic points, one for every step, so I might as well use this time to recover a few magic points. We're going to walk around. The center square would unleash those demons. I don't want to unleash the demons, so we're just going to walk around it. Floor 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the east, 2 to the north, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a ghost. It's a dead ghost. Well, yeah. We're going to use the undead spell.
Say, wasn't it already?
Yeah. And then we're going to use a tremor. Boom. The way tremor works is that any enemy that is under a certain hit point threshold may be affected by it. There's a 1 in 4 chance that it does nothing. There's a, 1 in 4 that does nothing, 1 in 4 that it kills them, 2 in 4 that it reduces them to hit points low enough that they'll start running away. The game doesn't have a fear condition, just your hit points are so low that you're running away. So the turn undead spell, which makes enemies run away, just reduces their hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're closing in on... I went to the wrong room. That is not where I'm supposed to be. I know what happened. Where am I? Yeah, I didn't actually climb down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slimes. Tremor. Go away. I got all that extra mandrake. Let's mix those tremor spells. You get good at typing things after a while. Yes, I do know what all the combinations are.
Why do you ask?
So there's 2 Zorns. I can't proceed in this room until the Zorns come down and fight me. They can walk through the walls, so... The next room is what I refer to as the worst room in the game. It's very flashy, flash heavy, so if that's something that bothers you, be aware of that. Anytime there's enemies on the screen that can throw sleep spells, they might flash, but there's a lot of Reapers in the next room, and they will very often produce an annoying amount of flashing. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get many of them. So I usually try and get through this room as quick as possible because those flashes also slow things down. And all the ranged attacks they're doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The game can buffer up to 16 inputs. It will clear the buffer if I ever walk into a wall, fortunately. And another quiet room. I use this to heal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sacrifice orange. There, that time I typed it right. South 2. This is a big maze of rooms. If you don't enter at that exact spot, you won't get through it. It's a bit of a puzzle. They didn't even get a turn. That was a good quickness. Tremor! Oh, nice. If it gets rid of any of those Balrons, it's nice. Boom. Trigger squares that open things up.
You can't just go, you shall not pass.
No, that's a Balrog. And if you tried that, then the J.R.R. Tolkien estate. Hence the different, hence the different last letter. This is another quiet room. I usually take some time here. Get my magic points back up. This room has a bunch of headlesses that you really don't need to deal with, so I just put them to sleep, because that will make other enemies put to sleep in other rooms. Okay, if this guy's going to die, I don't have to go through. I can just dispel my way through these. Let's roll east. Use the stone. Honor. Purple. Descend. Floor 7, you always go north, then west. And see, some of those headlesses are still asleep. North, then west. North, then west. Undead. Tremor. Oh, I didn't have enough magic points for Tremor. Okay, fine. How do I do it now? 23. There we go.
I feel like this is like an anime where you have to announce the spell that you're casting whenever you cast it, otherwise it won't work.
Well, it's even better in Ultima 5. There's actual, like, magic incantations. The spells are all represented by a bunch of coded syllables. So it's really fun to, like, shout those out when you're casting. Invas Porilem, which is Tremor. Two quickness. See if we can deke out the Balron. Go. Tremor. And these guys are going to run away, which makes him annoying because he's going to keep shooting at me. There we go. All right, out and around. We're going to heal up here. Spend a little time with this space. We get the companion room. One Tremor usually does a whole lot of work here. Not Dupre, get out of here. There we go. And the next room is the final room of the dungeon. And with access to magic, the last couple times I've done this, I've been doing it on a spell challenge, so I actually have access to magic this time, which is nice. Quickness, and we will open with a Tremor and just charge. That dragon is sitting on a treasure chest. That treasure chest opens a secret door to the north, but that is not where we're going. Have another Tremor, guys. It also opened this chip in the wall, which opens the exit to the east. Go away. And this is our final, and we did remember to get the black stone and the 3-part key. And now I can answer all these questions by buffering the inputs, because they always get asked in the same order. And I can be very careful about how quickly I type them. And time is when this quiz finishes. So we have to go through all the virtues. Spirituality, spirituality. The game is a little bit forgiving. If I answer incorrectly, it will ask me the same question again. If I answer incorrectly 3 times, it will kick me out of the dungeon. So I've got 3 questions on the principles and then 1 final question. Four questions left, and then it's time. And when the word infinity appears, it will be time. Here we go, and time. And that is the, well, with variations is the essentially no major glitches.
GG.
Thank you very much. And we just skip past this bit, and it tells us how many turns took. 8,166. Which is okay. Sub 7,000 is exceptional, but somewhere between 7 and 8 is really good. But again, it's not efficiency of turns that matters, it's, you know, how quick you did it. So what was my time? I'm curious.
I am seeing 119.11.2.
Okay, not bad considering how much I was explaining. Right. So I think the plan is we'll take a little break now, and I'll call up a card and we'll talk about that. So if you could give me a chance to stand up and stretch and maybe refill my water, that would be great.
And this is a good point in time for chat to stand up, stretch, check your posture, make sure you're I'm ready for a countdown whenever. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. You are watching the Breakout presented by Binary Breakers. The Breakout is our spotlight series, which aims to showcase members of our community throughout the year. Now, we do have a few upcoming events right now. Will you be attending SGDQ? If so, please join us on Tuesday, July 8th at 6 p.m. local time for our first ever official Binary Breakers meetup. This is a great opportunity to learn more about our community, get your badge ribbon, and mingle with the other breakers. Stay tuned for more info. Also, remember to mark your calendars for Sunday, August 8th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, because we'll be hosting the Breakout Mixed Bag right here on the Binary Breakers channel. This is intended to be a variety special, so we're looking for challenge runs, rhythm games, randomizers, bingo showcases, and anything outside of the box. Got a run that is so unique, so broken that the sheer chaos can overwhelm the unprepared? This one's for you. And speaking of bingo challenges, we have one coming up next for you with Oregon Mike doing a bingo percent run of Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar. Take it away whenever you're ready, Oregon Mike.
Thank you, Axis. So, you may be able to see that we have a bingo card where my face used to be. I'm sure that's a noted improvement. I have access and I'm able to select to mark them and unmark them and actually highlight them, apparently, if I click fast enough or drag over like that. Okay, so this bingo card is fairly basic. There are some more complicated goals that add in maybe later as people get more interested in this, but the idea is that we can look at this bingo card and try and discover what's a good way to get a bingo. So we need to know what all of these are, right? Partial avatar of honesty. What do we need for that? We need to have 99 points. So that means going to a list and being legitimate in our dealing. And also, we need to get the Rune of Honesty from the town of Milo and go to the Shrine of Honesty and meditate there. Collect the book. That requires a key, and it's in the Lyceum. Collect the skull. That requires a boat. So anything requiring a boat is naturally trickier, and it's going to be subject to the RNG of a boat. Partial avatar spirituality. Bit tricky. I mean, it takes time. Talking to Hawkwind would be the fastest way to do that. Recruit Shamano, easy enough. Go and talk to him. Purchase magic armor. This is what I suggest. Magic armor is expensive. I will show you where to get magic armor in case you're interested. Journey onward. I saved right at the very end, so. We can gate. Oh, okay. No, we can't. Have to mix one. Okay. We'll reload. So magic armor is very expensive, and it's only sold in one town. Here in Geelong. So if you want to purchase magic armor, it means traveling over here. And magic chain and magic plate. I don't have enough money for them. I can, however, go here and sell some mystic swords. There we go. Now I can talk to him. Not sell. Purchase. Magic chain costs 4,000 gold. Magic plate, 7,000. So that's a lot of money. There are ways to grind money, but that is a lot of money. Collect the horn isn't too bad. It's just knowing where it is and jumping off that section near the dungeon of Destar. Partial Avatar of Humility means a couple conversations and getting the... And the horn can help with that, because then you don't have to fight your way to the shrine. Start as a non-magic class, so starting as a fighter or shepherd. That affects the entire run. You're probably going to want to get a spellcaster. One of the things I do, and a runner, an Ultima 6 runner by the name of Cloudy helped me, and by helped, I mean he did all the work. I came up with the idea. He did actual work to create a task randomizer, which I do runs of. So it just takes the whole list of 45 items to get through the game and completely randomizes them. One of the things that's randomized is your class. So I have done runs as fighter, shepherd. Partial Avatar of Sacrifice. That means, first of all, we would have to get to at least level 4, and probably higher, because the healers won't let you donate blood unless you have at least 400 hit points. Collect the Mystic Arms. That would mean doing all of the Partial Avatar all the Partial Avatar things, and then getting the Mystic Arms. Key of Courage. That requires 4 stones, including the white, red, orange. Red and orange are easy to get, red and orange are easy to get in the same trip. So it's not too bad. As long as you've got the white stone and purple stone, which are close together, red and orange are easy to get in this. Recruiting Mariah, that's your mage character. That would be immediately off the table if I were to start as a mage, because you can't recruit a character. Assemble the Key of Love. Again, 4 stones. The yellow stone is the most obnoxious. Orange and green are still slightly obnoxious. Julia the Tinker is one of the characters to recruit. That's in Minox. Balloon to Buccaneer's Den. So you can actually take the balloon and sail it and take it to a village we never went to in the game called Buccaneer's Den. I'll show you how that works. Or I would, but I don't have any mandrakes, so I can't gate travel effectively. It's okay. This will take a moment. So Buccaneer's Den is a little place in the middle of the ocean. And ballooning there is actually pretty quick once you get the balloon, but that's the trick, right? Got to get the balloon first. We'll go to Scarabray and walk in. Yeah, I see you coming. I don't want to fight you. Really don't want to fight you. I need to go into Hithloth to get to the balloon. Which means going into Lord British's castle, going in the underground. Boom. Coming over here, getting the balloon. We need to use a bunch of wind change spells to get us going in the right place. There's our boat. So once that disappears, we can go west. And you gotta watch the wind, because the wind will change. Go north, and then go west again. The wind will just randomly change on you. It runs in real time. Yeah, see, like that. And there's Buccaneer's Den. So I have now ballooned to Buccaneer's Den. Assemble the Key of Truth. That takes 4 stones. Green is a bit tricky to get. Purple isn't hard. And purple and white are close together, so that's always... Partial Avatar of Valor. That's going to require grinding Valor. So that'll take a bit of time. Recruit Jeffrey. Recruit Jana. Those are they're, people you can add to your party. Partial Avatar of Love. That is not a thing. Compassion's there. Compassion, sacrifice. Yeah, there's no partial avatar out of love. Love isn't one of the virtues. Anyway, whatever that is. Justice is there. Partial avatar to was it compassion, justice, sacrifice, spirituality. Yeah, compassion is sacrifice spirituality. We're going to assume that that's honor, because I don't see honor on this board. Yeah, so that's honor. Partial avatar of honor. Collect the candle. 99 and a virtue. That's going to happen if you get any avatar. Collect all the runes. That's not too hard to do. It's pretty quick. Provoke Vorpal. I showed how you can provoke Vorpal into attacking you. 50 points into strength. So I boosted my dexterity to 40, and then it continued to go up at levels, and my intelligence up past 40 as well. It also continued to go up, leveling up. You can do the same with strength. You have to go into one of the dungeons that provides strength, so you'd have to go into either Destard, the dungeon for valor, Covetous, the dungeon for sacrifice, or Shame, dungeon for honor, or Hithloth, which just provides the magic orbs in there provide 5 points every stat, but 600 hit points away from you. I need to get through that. Recruit Dupre Katrina. Defeat Nate. Nate the Snake is a character in Magencia. So we'll just sail back there. No. None left. Shoot! I've got to make some while flying. I've had to do this before. MP too low now. Still? Come on. Where am I? In the middle of the ocean. Okay. I'll get there. He's a character in Magencia. Anyway. I'm out of gems now. I'm making a mess of this. Okay, so now that I don't know where I am, that's back to Buccaneer's Den. Wind spells cost 10 magic points. I just ran myself out, so... So, here is Magencia. This is not Nate. This is Virtuebane, the devil. Nate the Snake is this guy. You mean a mean-looking viper? He's Nate. Nate the Snake, what's your job? I bring death to all life of Magencia. He actually tells you about the rune. The sacred rune of humility was banished from this city. And the mantra. Oh, not the mantra, stone. That's what he tells you about. Those who seek the black stone need to ask at the pub in Britain. And then he attacks you. So we have to defeat Nate.
How dare
Boom.
you?
That would do it. Iolo, collect the wheel. Provoke the jailed Reaper. There's a Reaper in Lord British's castle, in the jail, that you can provoke to attack you like Vorpal. So you have to, same thing, you just talk to him enough times and eventually he will. Partial avatar, hood, partial avatar, and then collect the bell. Okay, so there's a general idea of what we're up against. So I'm going to reload the game at the start. Now, Axis, do you have any idea where I might want to... What line I might like to do here?
Oh, that is a good question.
Or chat, do you have any questions or opinions?
I almost think the diagonal from top left to bottom right.
That's not too bad.
Because I feel like partial avatar of honesty and partial avatar of humility will come as we go. Same with collect candle.
Yeah, defeat Nate is the only one that would really take me out of the realm of a normal run. I'm looking at this one just for a challenge. I'm looking at second row down. Non-magic class, partial avatar of sacrifice, mystic arms, she's a good partial avatar. Key of courage, and the horn. Funnily enough, that doesn't require a boat, though. Want to have some real fun with this?
Always.
All right, let's go as a shepherd. Here we go. Sorry, start the timer. We're going to go as a shepherd. Now, because of the logistics of the actual, like the actual logistics of doing this, I'm going to have to be, like, I may accidentally click out of something or lose something. So, we'll do my best here. So, fun fact, because humility is on that bottom of that list, it will always appear in slot B whenever we're asked about it. So I can just sit here and hold B if I want. Same thing, honesty always appears in slot A. Mage. So we'll just take B. Whatever B is, we'll take B. We'll let the game truly determine what's going on. So 2 poles of spirituality is nice. And there we go. I am now a shepherd. And the first thing I'm going to do is come in here, get poisoned, and show off a death warp. Oh, hi, Nate. Maybe I can defeat Nate. Probably not. Oh, I did. Wow, how about that? All is dark. There is no lost state for the game. But wait. Where am I? Am I dead? Well, yes, actually, that's what happened. Afterlife? You hear your name here. I feel motion. And you get immediately taken to Lord British's castle. I've pulled your spirit and some possessions from the void. Be more... Now, I have only 9 experience points. I only had 5 to start, but then I killed Nate. So, there you are. So the first thing we're going to do, actually, we're not going to play around with the guards right now. We're just going to go and get the Rune of Spirituality. It's not on the list, but it does give me 100 experience points. That's not how we spell guard. There we go. So that 100 experience points is enough to go from level 1 to level 2. Bing, thank you. Check and see what I got. So some dexterity, some intelligence. Intelligence is important. Now, if I'm going to be partial avatar of sacrifice, I'm going to need to reach at least level 4, as I explained earlier. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to nab the Rune of Compassion for a little more experience. I'm going to come over here and talk to the weapon guy, eventually. Get out of my way. Thank you. I'm going to purchase a sling. I want 1. I'm going to ready that sling. So every level is twice the experience of the level before. So I got Level 2 at 100 experience. I'm going to get level... No, I don't actually need to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Now I'll get level 3 at 200 experience. Forgot what I was doing. Part of the reason for taking every level individually... Get out of my way. Is that your stats get boosted randomly when you level up. I believe it's between like 0 and 8 points or 1 and 8 points. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember. But it's boosted randomly, but it's only boosted once if you get multiple levels at the same time. So coming back to get a second level actually helped me out there. So we're going to use this moon gate to pop over here. This is where the town of Minok is. And we are going to go and get the Rune of Sacrifice, which is something we will need, because I do need to become partial Avatar of Sacrifice, so I'm going to go this route. Excuse me. Thank you. Shoot. Get out of the way. I'm actually going to... No, I'm not going to... Recruit Julio is tempting. It's right there. I mean, it's also on the diagonal. But recruiting Julia would give me a character, but Julia's not a good spellcaster. She's a tinker, and tinkers have fairly low ability to cast magic, too. So we're actually going to wait around for... I do need a spellcaster at some point. I'm going to collect or a ship, either or. But a spellcaster is the easier way. So I'm going to blink my way over to Trinsic, and I'm going to walk up to pause. I hope I don't get too badly beaten up on the way, because I can't... it's not that I can't heal. I don't have healing magic. There is another thing you can do to heal, and that is hole up and camp.
I assume the only downside... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I assume the only downside to that is it takes more time.
Yeah, well, it takes the time that you saw it take there. Oops, not use. Open, that's what I want. But also there's a chance you can get ambushed. And it only works... it uses the same sort of counter as at Hawkwinds. So you can only do it every 100 steps and have it be effective. So there, we will just fill up our coffers. Okay. Mystic Arms. So yeah, I am going to have to eventually get everything. And I am going to need a spellcasting hero. Let's go back down where we just came from. And grab Dupre. Oh, I'm not honorable enough. Okay. Let's not grab Dupre. Yeah, it turns out the companions have standards.
Whoa.
Yeah. So my honor is what? 3? So yeah, he's not happy with me.
I suppose that helps kind of railroad you and set you on the path, especially if you want that particular companion.
Yeah, but they don't seem to care if your virtues drop below that point later. So, I don't know. YOLO, join me. There, you're fine. My compassion's good. It's 57. That's cool. Also, YOLO comes pre-equipped with a sling. So there's that. We're going to mix some Cure Poison spells. Don't really need to, some heals. And we're going to head in here, and we need money. Since I'm already dishonest and dishonorable.
Imagine stealing in an RPG game.
Yeah, I know, right? This is the stuff that this game was supposed to be designed not or to avoid. One of the fun things, remember, if you're poisoned, you can't be put to sleep by magic. But if the game forces you into a sleeping state, you can cure it of poison. So you go down there, and then if I climb up the ladder and back down, get out of my way. Okay, fine. Here we go. If you're going to stand around in my way, I'm going to punch you in the face.
But that wasn't Chuckles.
You know, it happens. It's generally less ideal. It's probably about the same amount of time as giving money to a beggar at this point, because I have to move 2 characters. Since we're already in this mode. So yes, I have to remember, I do need to be partial avatar in everything. Collect them. So where are we here? Humility's up. Compassion's at 74. Valor's going to be a tough one. There's a level up. And you know what? I'm going to go demonstrate what I talked about depopulating Magencia to gain Valor. Which means I can stop building on compassion right now, because it's going to cost me a bunch of compassion. YOLO does not have the magic points necessary to cast Blink. We're going to force a reload here. Just to get the moons better aligned for what I want. That is the wrong thing I went into, but that's okay. We're going to wait for this moon gate to turn over one more. If I had enough magic points, I could go and get the horn and be back in time. But I don't have enough magic points. I need 2 of those. Exits. Okay, let's see here. We need a lot more clear spells than that, because we're going to be walking over poison all the time. Okay. Of course, I immediately get poisoned. Attack these skeletons. They do count as evil, which means attacking them can boost my valor. Hi, Nate. Running away from Nate will recover my compassion. And of course, there's no guards here, so they don't actually do anything about me killing them. But there are a lot of ghosts. And of course, there's a demon right here. And we can just re-enter. We're at 52. Oh yeah, this happens too sometimes. This is a glitch. You can attack treasure chests in town. But yeah, now we're at 53. The treasure chests you attack in town aren't evil, so there's no benefit to it. There's no benefit to fighting Nate either. Now, the downside of this method is it is long. Like with any other grind, it's a grind. It's going to take me a bit. When we tested it, because the odds are 50-50 of getting a point in Valor, the way we tested it was to find out how long it took. We didn't put up with any randomness. It is we've seen the code. It is 50-50. So all we did, we decided to take all the methods that we had for grinding Valor and simply saw how long it took each of them to get us 40 fights. And as I said, this method takes the longest to do it by about 2 minutes.
Oof. Yeah.
It's also the safest, though. Like these fights, I'm not equipped for good fighting right now. I don't have good weapons. My dexterity isn't high. So this is actually the safest way to do these fights. But it is not fast compared to other ways of grinding. Skeletons and ghosts are pretty low hit point targets. They always appear individually, they appear individually here because they're townsfolk. So even if I'm coming at them with a big party, they're coming at me individually. Because I'm only attacking that one skeleton, right? That's the justification there. With the horse, it's a little bit easier to get past the poison. I do have to go and punch Chuckles a few times, though, to get my compassion back up.
Only a few?
Only a few. Yeah. YOLO is, of course, the bard, and he doesn't care at this point that my compassion's in the toilet. Like I said, they only compare for when they only check when you're joining. Let's see where we're at. 63. Now the reason for 80 fights is because if you don't pick Valor at any point during character creation, you have 50 points of Valor. And then if you break the Skull of Mondane, you get another 10. So that leaves you with roughly 40 points to gain. So I can chase some of these guys around too. They're all actually really interesting to talk to. The town of Magincia was destroyed by demons because of its great pride. I mean, pride here better understood as hubris rather than just, you know, being proud of stuff. So they all have stuff to say about the nature of humility, or what they were doing as rich merchants and things like that before the town was destroyed.
You know, I realized there was something that I don't think was gone over. And since we're not playing as a mage right now, it might be a good thing to mention. You said we're playing as a shepherd, correct?
Yes.
What is the difference between the shepherd and the mage?
Okay, yes. The difference between all character classes comes down to 3 things: what weapons they can equip, what armor they can equip, and what their magic point situation is. A shepherd and fighter have no magic points. They never get any. Hi, Nate. So if I'm going to cast spells, I require a companion. In this case, I picked Yolo, the bard, who's going to have some magic. At least some, anyway. So the shepherd is extremely limited as a character class. Only able to equip two weapons. Well, everyone can equip mystic swords, so 3 weapons. And I guess flaming oil. Everyone can equip flaming oil swords. So the shepherd can only equip the weapons that everyone can equip, basically. So staff and sling, flaming oil, and mystic swords.
Okay.
Armor is limited to cloth. Very basic. And no magic points. 0 magic points for the shepherd. So shepherds and fighters get 0 magic points. Tinkers get half of their intelligence score, whatever that happens to be. Bards, rangers, and paladins get magic point limit their intelligence level. Hey. Druids get half against. They get 50% bonus on top of their intelligence. And mages get twice their intelligence score. It's really weirdly explained in the game documentation. The way it explains it is that, normal magic points are equal to twice your intelligence level. Mages get the full value. Druids get 3/4 that value. A bunch of guys get half that. This is a really complicated way of explaining it. Intelligence times X is the much easier way to, like... So yeah, what I will probably end up doing, well, we're not ballooning to Buccaneer's Den, but if I were, I would buy a magic bow for Yolo, which is a weapon that very few characters can use, but is one of the more powerful ranged weapons in the game, and would actually be functional in the Abyss. 78 strength now, or 78 valor. But also, maybe I will go buy a magic bow because I can. So one of the things that happened when they converted this game from the Apple or Commodore version to the PC version was that they allowed you to buy weapons in bulk, which really only matters for flaming oil. You don't really buy bulk weapons. I don't really need 800 slings, right? Flaming oil is the only thing you buy in bulk. You only ever have a maximum of 8 characters anyway. And daggers, I suppose, because they're oh, accidentally attacked the treasure chest. A weird thing to have happen. It's a strange glitch, but there we are. It's also worth 11 experience, which isn't bad. Come on, there we are. Flaming oil you'd want to buy in bulk because you use it very quickly if you keep using it. But the code still exists that anytime I buy a weapon or armor, it says, how many of them do you want to buy? Which, is nice because if I buy enough money that it goes, weapons or armor worth enough that it goes 5,535 gold, the price rolls back over to 0. Which means that I can buy, 67 magic bows for less than the cost of one, and then turn around and sell them for 1,000 gold. Where are we at? Where are we at? 83. 10 more than last time I checked. Good. Don't really want to walk through all that swamp. And of course, the first time I step on a swamp tile, we both get poisoned. Perfect. No notes. 361.
Like I said before, as long as we don't pull an Artax.
Yeah. No, the horse is still fine. We're the ones that got poisoned. Lots of people have made the comment about how traumatizing a thing that was to put in a children's fantasy movie.
It really was. I feel like it might also have been pretty bad in the book if it was in there, and I can't remember because it's been a while.
I have not read the book.
So the book actually covers the first 2 movies.
I was aware of that. I remember reading about that. I've read about the book, but I haven't actually read the book.
I went on a kick of reading the books that some of my favorite movies were based on, and I think that's one of my favorites, along with The Princess Bride.
I have The Princess Bride. I've never actually read it, which is terrible.
It's so good. It's different from the movie, but the humor is very much the same style, and that's what they got right.
Well, I know William Goldman wrote both the book and the movie script.
Yeah.
So I would have expected the humor to have been similar at the very least.
Absolutely. That's what they got correct.
It is on my all-time favorite, or list of all-time favorite movies. Oh, we're at 89. Okay, we can stop now.
Okay.
Okay, we can stop killing random townspeople. We'll head up here. Is YOLO at... No, okay, it's 11 points short of a level. Okay. We're going to pop in here, and we're going to grab... Of course we got poisoned. The Rune of Honor. Got poisoned on the way out, too!
Should have had a bingo square. Get poisoned.
Get poisoned, yeah. So, YOLO can use a bow, so we're going to ready one up for him. We're not going to recruit Dupré, and Dupré wouldn't go with us anyway.
So, random question. Does YOLO only live once?
That depends on whether or not I resurrect him if he gets killed. We'll leave that there. What I really want is YOLO to get a level, so we need a little more experience. Specifically 11 points more. We will run up to my usual spot for Magicless Grind when I do the task randomizer and I get something like Shepherd followed by, oh yeah, partial avatarhood of some, or of Sacrifice, or recruit a bunch of people. Okay, well, there's going to be a spot that we need to go where I can get there without magic. Oh, good. That will do it, actually. Yolo will now have 400 experience. There we are. I don't like fighting in the hills because it's such a pain in the neck of a battlefield, so I try and take fights in plains. No, you're not casting. You are. You should... Ah! Bah! Incompetence. Mine, actually. If you're playing the game casually or even requiring, for whatever reason, to boost a companion up to another level, level 6 is about the most you can reasonably expect. Oh, hi, Chuckles. Most
Hi,
you can
Chuckles.
reasonably expect to, yeah. And yeah, if we have to do get the stuff, might as well hang out here. So now we're going to be using 2 food every 100 steps. So wait for the food to tick down twice. Where are we at? We're at 69 there. Nice. So need 20 more points. 21. 7 more. Okay. Okay, so 6 more. It's gonna cost me 12 food. 5 more. 10 food, so be at 25. Okay. There we go. There's the math I was looking for. Sometimes the math lines up nice and easily.
And sometimes the math just doesn't math.
Sometimes it just doesn't math. I've got to show off at least a couple Mimi things. That's fun. Now I just have to hope that YOLO gets enough magic point or enough intelligence at level to cast Blink. He's only 2 magic points off, so he needs 2 points of intelligence. We are at 90. Okay, yep. All right, everyone's mad at me. Let's get my compassion back up, because my compassion is toast right now. Because I just spent the last 10 minutes killing civilians. They just love it when you do that. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Talk to Lord British. There's my levels. We'll attack. Speaking of civilians. And Lord British will attack me too. Oh, that's my alarm. Pardon me a moment. Just a reminder. While I'm here, I can probably show you what it takes to, well, I can also provoke these other guards. There's the jailed Reaper. I can't get in there, but there's a secret door right there. You have to go through this locked door, down through that secret door, and out through that door, and then you can fight that Reaper.
How dangerous is that?
It's always going to be one Reaper, and it's not going to be particularly dangerous. I mean, it could be. If you're alone, he could put you to sleep, and then you could be in real trouble. But it's a Reaper. It doesn't move. It's a tree. Hope y'all like the music anyway. It's more interesting than listening to the silence. There is a patch that allows the music to work on the game, but it messes with the clock cycles, which means that you wind up... it renders the... oh, it's 49, okay. It renders the balloon completely unusable. 1, 2. Where's my sacrifice now? 60. 3, 70. 75, 80, 85, 90. There we are. Okay, I've just spent a whole bunch of time provoking guards. Get out of my way. Thank you.
You're
Step
welcome.
out here. We'll re-enter, and we'll punch Chuckles in the face. Because it's funny. It's a joke, Chuckles. You should understand jokes. Anyway, we'll get our compassion back up and going. My sacrifice will be ready to go as soon as I get the Skull of Mondain and break it. I didn't actually check where YOLO's magic points went to. Okay, good. He's at 18. We're fine. Sacrifice is up. I have to do honesty as well. Come get me, Lord British.
Come at me, bro.
I guess that's the closest you can get to killing Lord British, because he does disappear.
Does he ever reappear?
Oh yeah. The minute I go down and back up, he reappears. Nothing is permanent in these games, because there's no way to. Well, I mean, there were ways, but we had limited memory to deal with. There are absolutely ways they could have made it permanent if you've ever played something like Wasteland. Okay. Now, I can't get into the dungeon complex yet because I don't have keys. We will deal with that momentarily. I need some food, too, because running out of food is just a bad idea. Get out of my way. You know what? Get out of my way.
But I want everyone to be in the way. It's more fun that way.
Well, I just punched him in the face. Here's guards. Not every town has guards, so you don't always have access to punch in the face as a solution. Okay, so we're doing okay here. It's just honesty and honor that are in the tank. So all we need to do is go talk to a blind shopkeeper and don't rip her off. We'll go do that now, in fact. Of course my MP is too low. I have 0 MP. I have to remember which... My muscle memory has to remember which character I'm talking to. I'm typing for. We need a bunch of wind change spells. Got a bunch of exits. Ups. Okay. Gate. I'm never gonna have enough points for gate travel, so that's not. Unless I go and get Mariah. I didn't ever check off recruit YOLO. Where is he there? I don't see him on the list. Huh, okay, cool. He's got to be there somewhere, I'm sure.
Recruit YOLO, I believe, is right above the free space.
Oh yeah, there he is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Use my very quick typing to mix a bunch of spells. That's not going to work. And, oh yes, we'll mix one more. There we go. And the reason for that... 99, 1, 99, 1, 99, 1. is now once my garlic reaches 99, I know I will have bought 49 units of garlic, which is how much I need to fix my honor and honesty. I have a stream deck. I should program a hotkey for this. I mean, that would turn it into a tool-assisted run, but still. Sometimes you just want to take things easy. Okay. Now, all my virtues are in the right place. They're not perfect yet, but they're in the right place. I'm not good at controlling two characters, and I'm used to controlling one. Really like to get my dexterity up so I can actually kill some things. Okay, we're gonna head around here. The shoreline. Oh, hello, boat. How nice of you to show up. I will absolutely be taking that. Now we can put something else on the bingo that's not there. Strand a horse on an island somewhere. I've got to be careful where that sea serpent goes, because if one of its stray shots hits my boat, it will destroy the boat. That boat is very convenient because... Oh yes, I just collected the horn. Beep. You mind just getting out of there? Just leave. I don't want to... Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Wasn't expecting to get a boat, but I'll take it. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. I intended to break the skull, so we will go and get the skull. I have to break the skull if I want to do a bunch of things, because I haven't actually got my virtues up yet. Nope. Muscle memory is a vicious thing, especially when you're using... The heck am I? Okay, that's the south end of the Isle of the Abyss. Winds north. It instantly changed back before I even had a chance to turn. To take a turn of under my new winds. It instantly changed back west. Quit and save. And as last time, unless I need to mix a bunch of stuff, no, we're good. We're going to reload the game to immediately get the skull. Search. Collect the skull is not one. Now I could go... You know what? We're going to go break the skull. The more traditional way. Of course, I don't have any magic ones to cast. So the way to break the skull normally is we go in here. I'm going to take a couple fights here. I do have to be careful because I saved before coming in here because they will shoot. They will shoot and it will hurt, and they can sink ships, both mine and their own. Whether or not I'm on the ship, they can still sink it. And if they shoot at me without a ship, it just does damage to the party. So I can actually save a ship by standing on it and letting them shoot me, but that hurts me. Do you mind? Thank you. So I've made this little platform. Before, Phoenix showed me how to throw the skull down from the balloon. What I used to do is make a bridge of ships. I used to sail in here to break the skull, and then I'd make a nice little bridge, spend a moment to make a bridge so that when I came back later, I just had to walk across. Yeah, now they're breaking ships. Okay, they're gonna break that one. Thank you. Unattended ships will sink if they're damaged in any way. Attended ships have 50 hit points, and if you're on it when it sinks, you die. You're immediately killed. How are we doing, chat? How are we doing, Axis?
I'm doing good. Just listening and absorbing and taking notes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is what I used to do: is just build a bridge of ships. Now you can't always get all the way through. No. Okay. So we're actually going to heal, because we've got to walk through the fire here.
So here's another question, harkening back to maybe the 100% run that we saw earlier, but it's a good routing question. When something goes wrong, what are the first things that you consider to try and figure out what to do next?
It depends on what's gone wrong, actually. Usually, like, a lot of the time, it's just sort of go back, try again. Like what happened in my run when I got to the Shrine of Humility and I hadn't got. Go back, try again. Go get the rune. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab a second ship. So these guys, despite apparently being ghost pirates, they'll follow me. And sometimes it's nice having a backup ship. I should be at 99 across the board. Yeah. Pirate ships are bound by the same rules of wind that the player is, which is kind of nice. So they can't move. They have the same rules for moving against the wind or with the wind.
That actually reminds me, there is, like, when it comes to partial avatarhood, I know you mentioned this before, but it might be worth it to repeat it. What are the steps to obtain partial avatarhood?
Partial avatarhood. Okay, so I can show you. These are my stats for my standing in the virtues. So I mean, yes, they're all 9s right now, but they have to be 9 in any given virtue. You have to have 99 in the 99 points in the virtue, so I've got that covered. you have to have the rune of that virtue. So I've got compassion, sacrifice, honor, spirituality, and humility. And then you go to the shrine and meditate 3 times. Meditate for 3 cycles.
So for those virtues, all we have to do is get to the shrines like this.
Yes, yeah, like this. And because it's necessary to be partial avatar the mystic arms, I'm doing honor. Which I don't think is on the board. I mean, I could very quickly bingo honesty, humility, and recruit Julia in the candle. That would be the fastest thing. I mean, you're right. That would be the fastest. But it would also be, less fun. Gotta show off. I gotta show off a bit. This is my game. So. All right, we've got the horn. Now all I really need to do... assemble the key of courage. Okay. That's going to be my next immediate goal. Because other things can be very closely linked to that. Hello, troll. What you doing out here, troll? Hanging out with orcs? You might have seen it in the run. When you get groups of enemies, sometimes other enemies pop up with them. So orcs sometimes have trolls with them. Trolls sometimes have ettins or demons. Ettins and demons can have Balrons.
Which, note, chat, if you missed it, are different from Balrogs.
Yes. At least legally different from Balrogs.
Legally distinct Balrogs.
Legally distinct, yes. Link up here. There's the white stone. I will need that. Down. And here we are in the dungeon shame. The dungeon shame, I'll provide maps for everyone too, but the dungeon shame has a really interesting structure. I can't go anywhere from here. It's blocked in all directions. I can go down, though. And that's the same all the way down. I'll ignite a torch. So it's completely blocked off every floor. All the way around. Until you get to the 7th floor, and there's this room. And it's just called the Crypt. And you might notice there's no actual way forward from here. I would like you to be killed, please. So the actual way to get through the dungeon shame is to go down to this crypt, go through the secret passage on the far side, which I will show you momentarily. See that this opened up now? You have to go through the secret passage on the far side. And then you've got an up ladder, which goes up to the top floor. And apparently has nothing on it. But down on the 4th floor is a secret door you can go through. So that's fun. Also in Shame, on the 7th floor, if you get out of these ladders, so if you use a down spell, which puts you in a random place on the floor, there is a room. It's been a long time since I've had to gold. Here it is. It has just 6 treasure chests, no enemies. It's perfectly free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We used to use this room to gold grind extensively. We grind to like 5,000 gold right there.
Now, do you figure out the solution to this by talking to NPCs as always.
No, that one, for dungeons, you got to explore them.
Oy.
Yeah.
I think in my younger days, I would have just thrown my joystick, thrown the keyboard, and just been like, no.
Anyway, so the way to find the purple stone, which I need to get the key of courage, is you go into the first floor, you use this down spell, which puts you at a random spot on floor 2. You go east as far as you can, south as far as you can, ignore the spiders. East as far as you can, south as far as you can, ignore the spiders. And there it is. That's all it is. Simple. East as far as you can, south as far as you can, east as you can, south. And when you run into walls, like I normally do it without lighting a torch. When you run into walls, you just... oh, right, my horse is strapped on an island somewhere. I'm going to go claim a level just to get healed more than anything. I don't have to punch Chuckles in the face. In fact, it would be bad if I did.
Bye, Chuckles.
Yeah, it would be bad if I punched Chuckles in the face because that would cost honor, and I'm already... I don't want to lose my 8th. Level 6. And if I ask Lord British about my health, he says, I am well. Art thou well? No. Well, then he heals us. Which is a nice gesture, but it doesn't raise the dead, and it doesn't... Yes, I am complaining about a free heal. Okay, so we need... Mystic Arms, Assemble Key of Courage. Let's go do the Key of Courage. I've got the white stone.
Don't forget to mark off Recruit Yola.
Oh yes, I should do that. I'm also going to be collecting all runes. But we'll worry about that as we go. Blinks. Oh, of course. Stupid muscle memory. Player 1 cannot cast spells. This is where we left our horse, actually. Actually, I can go retrieve him. Well, from there I can't. The way Blink works... There's my horse. When you use a gem, you see a 32 by 32 area of the map. That is what is loaded into memory. The game is sectioned off. It's the overworld map is 256 by 256, and it is sectioned off into 16 or 256 16 by 16 chunks. I hope that makes sense.
It would if I did more math, but
okay. No. Okay, then don't worry about it. But go here. We're going to use the Zidane spell a couple times. Stop and... We're going to mix some light spells because I don't have any more torches left. Pete's sake. So unused to mixing light spells. When your MP fails at a light spell, it's... So, okay, here, if I wanted to boost my my strength to 50, here's where I'd do it. 5 points of strength right there. And it is 50. Hey, look at that! Done! I wasn't expecting that. I must have got a bunch at levels. Anyway, the point being here. Where did I land on floor 7? So there's 2 sections to floor 7. I landed in the wrong section. Of course I did. I have to go over here, climb up, and go to the other section. Oh, hello, it's gremlins. The other section is right here. Oh, hello, it's more gremlins. Go away. I don't want you eating my food. I just bought that. And there's the altar. Find the redstone. Cast Zidane from here. What a lovely place to land. Pummel our way through the mages. through them. Thank you. Ultima of Courage, we exit this way, which will get us to Covetous, which is where the orange stone is. Yup. East. There it is. And as down will hopefully put us in the right section. It put us in the wrong section of floor 8. It's down. Put us in the same wrong section of floor 8. Yup. Yes, game. I know that's there. Come on. There we go. I don't want to fight those gazers, so we'll go in here. Ultima of Love. I want the Ultima of Courage, but I'll have to travel my. That's fine. Try and keep away from the dragon. So this is the dungeon Hithloth. We'll be leaving for. We'll get poisoned, sure. There's the Ultima of Truth. The only effective way I know of. The Ultima of Courage is available at the bottom of. Blocked by some nasty rooms. So it's actually faster to go through Shame. Boom. Here's the Ultima of Courage. Go away. Oh, wait, I want to go south. Red, white, orange, and purple. And we have 1/3 of the 3-part key, the Key of Courage! Hurrah! And now, ballooning. And if that sounds like the word...
hoping that the wind doesn't change.
And if that sounds like the word baloney, okay.
Does ballooning have a first name? It's OSCAR.
TORTORE. Sorry, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sorry, it didn't mean to distract.
No, that's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It was a tangent anyway.
Yeah. I have done this game with minimum number of spells. So the minimum number of spells we can do the game without major 12, and with major glitches is 9. None of those spells are wind chain. That little section that I dropped, that I blinked into stone, you're supposed to balloon to that. So, when I do it with the minimum number of spells, I am literally throwing myself on the winds of fate. Partial avatar of humility. Done.
Yay.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have gate travel spells and never will. So here we go. There we go, we landed. We need to pop in here. Get the Rune of Honesty. We're also going to stop in at the inn and sleep. Don't mind the strange noises, it's only rats.
So are you going for the second road like you had originally talked about?
Yep. Oh, hey, cool, I got to show this off. You can get ambushed when you sleep at the inn. By muggers.
Oh my goodness.
I could also talk to this person here about humility. What is the key again? A shepherd? Humble shepherd? Humility. Humility is to act and to be humble. Art thou totally humble? No, I'm not. Strive to be. If you say yes, that costs you points in humility because that... Okay. Are we here? Are we here? Need to blink north. stand over here, make sure I've got enough magic points to blink north again. Blink north to get through those hills. And this is the Shrine of Honesty. We're going to be partial avatar of honesty. Ooh, pop all the joints. I could have ballooned to Buccaneer's Den just for the just to check that one off too, but I didn't. Partial avatar of honesty. We're going to head up here. Not there. We've got to go north of that forest. Right over here. Here's Vesper. I don't actually need to be here. Cool. Just sort of realizing I don't have to go. I don't have to go to Vesper.
What would you do in Vesper if you needed to go there?
That's where the guild shop is. I would buy keys and gems and torches. But I don't actually need any more of those things. By the way, this is sacrifice. Right?
Yep.
That's I checked off spirituality, not sacrifice. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a few things you can do in Vesper. It's mostly an informational spot, but it's by useful things: flaming oil, keys, gems. It's also got the cheapest inn. It's 1 gold piece. But yeah, at one point I was talking about how Blink works. So there's a 32 by 32 chunk of the map. Blink goes to the end of that chunk and working backwards, and as soon as it finds a spot you can stand on, it puts you there. Also, if both moons are new here, you'll find Nightshade here, which is one of the other secret reagents. Mostly a poison one. Okay, so here's the town of Minok again. We already got the thing of sacrifice, but I can come here and purchase some magic axes, say like 50. Oh, 40?
So out of curiosity, because we know that we're pretty much prioritizing the second row, but would you use the diagonal as a potential pivot point if something goes wrong?
Yeah. I mean, the diagonal, I could finish the diagonal in like, what'd be about 2 minutes right now?
Mm-hmm.
There's a number here where I can try. I want to show this off, darn it. Okay, let's do this the dumb way. Let's get a calculator out. There it is. Magic axes 43. 44. There it is. I bought 44 magic axes, and it cost me like 400 gold. They cost 1,500 apiece.
Okay.
So if I was going to, for example, purchase magic armor, that would be a way to start, because then I could then turn around and sell them back.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd give me, I've got all the money I ever need now. But yeah, if I wanted to, Julia's right here. Boom, I could talk to her. I could recruit her. Thank you. And then the candle is very close. Oh, I also did collect skull. And then broke it. priceless artifact of Britannia's history, and I just threw it in the volcano. For Pete's sake. Hey, here's where spirituality will happen. So this is partial avatar hood of spirituality. And then we will take the moon gates around a bit.
What would the benefit be to recruiting Julia at this point?
I mean, other than the fact that it'd be faster than collecting the Mystic Arm.
Should we try going that way instead?
Are we running short on time? Because I can do that real quick if we want.
It might be worth it to highlight the faster route.
Sure, we can do that.
Since that's what we're trying to teach.
Wait, what? I moved the wrong way off the. No way. There, one can't cast it. Oh, shoot! I blew that.
Did Blink send you the wrong direction?
Blink sent me the right direction, just way too far in it. And it's because I missed the. I have enough magic points, so I accidentally walked into the moon gate.
I see. Yeah.
But yeah, I got to show off the money glitch. Y'all have seen me become partial avatar and everything. Let's see what else we need to do. Collect the candle. Okay, we'll go get the candle on the way, and we'll get Julia. The way you're supposed to get to Cove is there's two things that appear on the ocean that aren't monsters. There are storms and whirlpools, and Cove is sitting on a place called Lock Lake. Lock Lake is not accessible from the ocean, like this area here. It's not accessible from the ocean. So the only way to get there is by diving into the whirlpool and coming out in Lock Lake. I just collected the candle. There we go. Game, thank you. Reload. But you can blink to that spot there. You can also balloon there. Which is generally how I do it in the low magic runs. Finding a whirlpool is great, but if you can balloon there without need of a whirlpool, great. Here we go, and we'll be there in but a moment. That is not what I'm looking for. This is. And here we go. We can recruit Julia. Right there. Done. Time. There we go.
Congratulations on GG.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing something weird where someone forces you to do it, would be a fun one. Or this one could have been good too. I picked this one mainly because it was long, because it was short. but yeah, this is probably would be the fact. So yeah, you might notice too the game will pass turns if you just stand around. So yeah, if someone were to come to me at this and then say, okay, actually the really fun thing I think would don't tell me what you're routing. Just tell me where to go. That's my goal. Is tell me where to go. So say, okay, you're gonna go to Minoc and get the Rune of Sacrifice, and then go and things like that. That's sort of my interest, to see what routes other people come in interesting times. So But I'm quite happy to give advice. I'm quite happy to run routes that other people offer me, and we'll see what we can do with this for a while.
I'm excited to see what results, to be honest.
There's lots that can come out of this. Right. Well, thank you for making this possible. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. The idea of just, I mean, it would be really fun for someone to just grab a row of this, say, here are things you need to do. Okay, cool, I'll go do them. You know, or whatever. So yeah, it's this is going to be a fun time. It gets people interested in the game. You can find me playing this and other often retro or old RPGs, just sometimes just plain old on my Twitch channel. And I said, just got a shout out in chat, so you can all find there. It's Mike on Twitch. I also have a YouTube channel that is sadly neglected at some point.
Yeah,
but right now it's basically serving as a place for my Twitch highlights. So Twitch doesn't do that anymore.
It seems like that can be sometimes an ever-growing work in progress for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and I'm Axis of Anarchy. I do not stream as often as I once hoped to. However, you can find me at Axis of Anarchy, all one word, on Twitch if you'd like to track me down and see what I'm up to. I do a lot of volunteering for various speedrunning marathons, and so you'll see me in those and the adjacent communities. I would like to thank everyone for tuning into tonight's edition of The Breakout, Binary Breakers Spotlight, showcasing members of our community throughout the year. Our next show will be on August 8th with our variety showcase. We're looking for submissions for some off-the-wall runs, so if you have them, send them our way. We'd love to see them. And I have been your host, and we're going to go ahead and raid out to another amazing streamer, Mando SRB. So sit tight and enjoy the ride. Have a wonderful evening.